on the Lowe's Hotel and the Comcast Network. It's your morning.
Hey, it is about that time when you have to pack lunches and go over homework. And speaking of homework, how much is in your child's backpack? Coming up in just a few minutes, a doctor stops by to show you just how much weight you should have or should not have in your child's backpack.
Hey, is your child's backpack too heavy? Well, ahead this morning, we're going to tell you which bags will help you avoid the backaches this school year. Please help your kids avoid those backaches anyway. Come on back. We've got a lot to share with you. Stay with us.
You know, back to school means back to back pain for some students who overdo it. So how do you make sure they have the right bag for them? Dr. Michael Paul is a rehabilitation specialist with Coastal Spine in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and he's nice enough to swing by and join us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Connie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You know, when we're talking about backpacks, it seems like we start out with the greatest intentions, and by the end of the year, the backpack zipper is broken and everything's hanging out, and we've just overstuffed.
Yes.
So I guess the key is really just start off with the right backpack first.
Yes. That would be
What do we
good.
do wrong and what should we be doing right?
Well, first of all, let me just start out by saying this actually, the link between backpacks and low back pain in kids is a very controversial subject to begin with. There's studies on both sides of the fence that say there is a direct link, and there's studies that say there is not.
Yeah.
A recent study actually was presented in Prague, and actually the link was not backpacks, it was more being inactive and overweight children. However, with that being said, the backpacks that were studied in that study, the average weight was only 6 to 11% of the kids' body weight. Here in the U.S., there's studies that show our kids are carrying up to 30% of their body weight.
Isn't that amazing?
That's an overloaded bag.
Yeah, so for some kids, that could be 20 pounds, 30 pounds.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There's 20 to 30 pounds.
Yeah, which is insane, really.
Yeah. So the American College, actually the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, as well as the American Academy of Pediatrics, came out with guidelines, and they recommend no more than 15%, which is half. So a lot of our kids are walking around almost double the amount they should be in a kid's backpack.
Which means that as a student and as a parent, you really have to be conscientious about what you're putting in the backpack if we're going to cut it in half.
Right. So if you have a 50-pound little guy, you're looking at he should have no more than 7.5 pounds in his bag. 100-pound middle schooler, 15 pounds.
Yeah, important.
We're finding almost twice that much.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about also carrying too much weight when you're talking about different back problems long term, like scoliosis and things.
Well, not so much scoliosis. There's no direct link between an overloaded backpack and scoliosis.
Okay.
But more is poor posture, muscle fatigue, muscle strain, neck pain, back pain. And I'm sure we all seen it, the little guy that has an overloaded backpack, straps are too loose, they got to hunch it up, lean forward, and they're leaning forward, so now they're looking at the ground, so now they got to look up to see where they're going. So now you're straining the neck, you're straining the shoulders, and you're straining the back.
All
so
bad.
There's some of the things.
Okay, let's walk through some of this and tell me what you've got here.
All right, well, let me start with a bag that I particularly like. This is actually one of my sons, okay?
You picked out the new backpacks already, right?
Yeah.
Back to school.
So you want wider shoulder straps, okay, to distribute load, and padded like this guy is too.
Nice and padded, yeah.
So you distribute the weight evenly across your shoulders. Also, a chest strap to further distribute the weight is good as well.
Oh, that's nice.
For guys that are carrying more weight, this is really helpful, which is a hip strap, a waist strap.
It right around the back and
yes, this way you got the weight distributed across the back, the shoulders, the chest with the chest strap, and across the waist, the hips as well, okay? A padded back is good, and this one has a padded back too as well.
Yeah, that's great. It's amazing how advanced they are now, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
I mean, this almost looks like a parachute jump pack or something because it's got the bar across the top.
I had the box.
Too.
Remember the black boxes?
Yeah, exactly.
Bad, very bad.
Exactly.
And the other thing too is important is when you're actually packing the bag, to put the bigger, heavier books towards the back.
Okay,
itself,
don't put them
and
in
go
the front.
lighter as you go out.
Yeah.
Right. The bag that you don't want, we see middle schoolers and high schoolers with, is something like this, just with the spaghetti straps.
Yes.
Right. And overloaded. This could actually dig into your shoulders.
Yeah, just those little tiny straps.
Right, and there's a network of nerves that come out of your neck called the brachial plexus to go into the arm, and you could actually get a compression injury on those nerves, causing numbness, tingling, and weakness in your arms and in your hands just from these straps.
Okay, so if you're starting to feel some of those signs, you know that you probably have an issue with your backpack, and that's a good place to look.
Yeah, and the main thing is, listen to the complaints of the kids for neck pain, muscle strain, neck pain, back pain, even pain between your shoulder blades.
Right.
And watch your kid when they have the pack on. All right, see how they look. Are they leaning to his side? Are they leaning too far forward, like we talked about with the hunch over? Is it pulling them backwards? The other thing, too, is the kids that wear slung over one shoulder and it's too heavy, trying to be cool. Pulls them down, pull the neck over, so you get neck pain, shoulder pain, also throwing the back off, tilting the back, getting back pain as well.
All right, so parents, tell your kids when they're walking in the door, they better have all these things strapped up right so that they're walking appropriately.
Snug, not too tight. And you want to wear it about 2 inches above the waist if possible.
Okay, good. Good tips. Dr. Michael Paul, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. He's from Coastal Spine in New Jersey. You can tune in on Monday. We're going to kick off our back-to-school week. Class begins at 7:30 with everything you need to head back to school.